Welcome to 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec Williams, author of Man Up From Our Trauma to Being Impactful Fathers. This podcast is about real fatherhood at every stage, the kind that isn't filtered, perfect, or easy. It's about being present, having a presence, growing through the tough moments, and leading with purpose even when life gets messy. Every episode, we talk about the things that matter most: emotional healing, parenting resilience, co-parenting, being a spouse, and learning how to build homes rooted in love and accountability. If something you hear in this conversation helps you grow, I want to hear from you. Share your story, your wins, or the areas you're still working on. Email me directly at Lirec, L-I-R-E-C, at 15minuteswithdad.com. That's Lirec, L-I-R-E-C, at 15minuteswithdad.com. Because this podcast isn't just a platform, it's a community. And every story we share brings another father closer to healing, connection, and legacy. So let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Minutes with Dad. We are in the Align Father series, and I am your host, Lirec. Today we are talking about something many men struggle with quietly, something that affects how we parent, how we love, how we handle conflict: emotional blind spots. These are the parts of ourselves we do not see, but everyone else around us feels. They show up in our fatherhood challenges, they show up in co-parenting, they show up in our relationships, and they often come from childhood trauma we've never addressed. This episode is honest, it is real, and it is necessary for any father or man who wants emotional healing, parenting resilience, and a stronger connection with his family. Let's dive in. What is an emotional blind spot? An emotional blind spot is a reaction or a belief you've learned early in life that still shapes how you behave today. You do not question it, you do not see it, you think it's normal. But your partner sees it, your kids feel it, and your relationships suffer because of it. Here are common emotional blind spots for fathers: defensiveness, avoiding uncomfortable conversations, lecturing instead of listening, making everything personal or personalizing, thinking leadership is control, shutting down when stressed, over-functioning, and people-pleasing. These blind spots form in childhood. They form through punishment, emotional neglect, and survival-based parenting. They form when feelings are ignored and corrected instead of understood. You cannot fix what you refuse to see. And there are blind spots that we as men carry from our childhood. Many fathers grew up without emotional support. We learned discipline through fear. We learned problem solving through pressure. We learned to push through pain instead of understanding it. That upbringing creates emotional patterns that follow us into adulthood. These childhood patterns become parenting patterns as well. If you grew up afraid to make mistakes, you may parent your kids from fear. If you grew up seeking approval, you may people please in your relationships. If you grew up protecting others, you may overfunction and burn yourself out. This is the foundation of many emotional blind spots. You think you are protecting your family, but you are actually repeating old scripts from your own childhood. So let's dive a little deeper and talk about how these blind spots show up in fatherhood. Because every father has some form of blind spots. Some show up quietly and some show up loud. But here's a few. Lecturing instead of connecting. Many fathers talk at their kids, not with them. They think they are teaching, but kids hear judgment and not guidance. And I'm learning this even right now with my teenager, and learning to, as a teenager, let them become the driver of their decision making. You've taught them, you've told them everything they needed to know. Trust them to make their decisions. And if they make mistakes, teach them how to learn their lesson from their mistake. The second blind spot is personalizing or taking everything personal. Like teenagers test boundaries. Young kids make mistakes. None of it is about you. But many fathers react as if it is a reflection of their worth. And this is so big in my recent realization in my parenting is when my daughter started making mistakes, I made it about how I'm not a good father or how I'm not doing something right and I need to fix it. But that goes back to my core wounds or my blind spots and my emotional awareness. It wasn't about me. She was just trying stuff out and trying to see what she can get away with. And, but if you're like me, I immediately went to this mode of like, I am doing something wrong here. But we aren't. It's just kids being kids. We don't have to take everything personal. It's not always about us. The third blind spot is thinking silence equals peace. Silence from a situation or something that happened in your household is not peace. It is disconnection. Kids do not thrive under fathers who shut down. And I can tell you, I used to do this quite often because I felt like I needed to go in to a hole to really process how to navigate whatever happened. And in reality, it was just creating a wedge in between my daughter and I. And she was on edge or anxious, not knowing how I felt or what I was thinking about anything at any given moment because I was silent. And I thought that was like, oh, maybe she's learning her lesson. But she was more anxious and probably fearful of what I might do because she had no idea how I was thinking or what I was feeling in that moment. And I think kids need to know that something that they did upset you or made you feel sad or disheartened, whatever that may be. The fourth blind spot that shows up in our fatherhood is overcorrecting and under-listening. Kids need space to learn. Even your teenagers, even after they turn 18 and they go off into college, they still need space to learn, but not pressure to be perfect. They're going to make stupid decisions and their life is going to turn out and go down this trajectory that we have no control over no matter how much you try. You could either sit in the passenger seat and go along for the ride while just being their guiding ear throughout their life as they carve out this person they want to become. Or you can overcorrect and underlisten and get pushed away as an adult and they don't tell you things or they don't come to you or they don't show up for holiday dinners because they're afraid that dad's going to be like this or my mom's going to be like this or and they won't bring the people that they care about in their life into your life so that you get to be a part of it as well. You'll be less a part of their growth. The fifth blind spot is confusing fear with respect. Respect grows from connection. Fear grows from punishment. Kids don't fear getting in trouble. They don't fear punishment. They fear the person giving the punishment. And you don't want that. As a father, we don't want fear to be how our kids remember us. Like, yes, we could have a sternness that will be like, if I did that, my dad would kill me. That's standard. But to be physically or verbally, psychologically abusive to your kids and this with the hope of that they'll get respect or they respect you. No, they're just doing what you say to get through. They'll learn people pleasing, but they're learning how to navigate you and not respect you. And when fathers operate from these blind spots, their home becomes more tense. Kids walk on eggshells, partners feel unseen, fathers feel misunderstood. And all of this can be changed with the first step of awareness. Now let's talk about how these blind spots may show up in co-parenting. See, co-parenting reveals emotional blind spots fast, especially when emotions are running high. Here are some common ones. Believing you must control outcomes, ignoring emotional context, responding from ego instead of clarity, misreading your co-parent's tone, using rules instead of communication, avoiding responsibility for your part in conflict. Co-parenting requires emotional leadership, not emotional hiding, not emotional blaming, not emotional shutdown. Your kids need two parents who can communicate with respect. So even when the relationship has tension, even when the past has pain, blind spots prevent that communication. Your healing can create a bridge. How do these blind spots impact romantic relationships? This, my friends, is the key to a lot of our relationships going to crap without us knowing why. We think we're doing everything right. We're showing up. We're doing what we're asked to do. We're doing the things that what makes her happy. But these are the things that will create conflict, unresolved conflicts, and maybe even silent tension within your relationship. See, in romantic relationships, emotional blind spots become the main source of that conflict, especially for fathers who partner with someone who is anxious or avoidant. Men with unaddressed blind spots take criticism personally, feel attacked by feedback, try to fix every single emotion, shut down when overwhelmed, over apologize, over explain, or withdraw completely. Your partner might feel ignored, unseen, or unsupported, not because you do not care, but because your emotional patterns block connections. Blind spots make love feel heavy, but your healing can make that love feel safe. Now, I've talked a lot about blind spots in fatherhood, co-parenting, and romantic relationships. But how do you identify your blind spots? Here are some questions that you can ask yourself to reveal your blind spots. What do my kids complain about the most? What does my partner tell me I do when I get stressed? What reactions do I always justify? What emotions make me uncomfortable? What behaviors do I blame on others but repeat myself? And what situations trigger me the fastest? Your answers show you where your work is. Your blind spots are not your failures, they're your signals. There are these opportunities for growth that lie inside of you. And we want to start working to heal those blind spots. So your healing begins with awareness. And this is what we've already talked about. The first step to trying to heal this is try not to respond so fast. Slow down your reactions. Take a breather. Hear it. Repeat it to yourself. Drink a glass of water and then respond. Try and ask yourself why. Why did I react that way? What belief or core wound is behind it? Another step you can take is to listen without defending. If you can listen and just say thank you for that feedback, because feedback is a gift. You won't know what you're doing right or wrong unless someone tells you that you're doing right or wrong. So your feedback is a gift. Take your feedback, say thank you, sit with it. Don't respond why you did it, how if you just sit with it. And even if it's silent while you're sitting with it, even in the conversation, take that time. You don't need to solve your feedback because your emotional intelligence grows through listening. And this last one is something that I have trouble doing in a romantic relationship is repair in real time. that real-time repair can really save a lot of relationships. Instead of going off into a hole and sitting in silence, disconnecting, whether it's you taking accountability or your partner or your kids, lead by example. Take accountability doesn't mean that you're saying that what they did was okay or that you accept it. It just means that you have some part in the situation. Take accountability for that, and you will find that most people will go on and say what they should be accountable for as well. And for those that aren't or don't, you probably should look with a side eye like, what kind of person am I with? And the last one is practice connection daily. Your kids need your presence, your partner needs communication, and you need to trust yourself. And these steps build parenting resilience, emotional presence, and a stable family energy. Brother, emotional blind spots do not make you a bad father. They make you a human father. And every dad has them. Every man has them. The difference is whether you ignore them or address them. When you identify your blind spots, you grow. When you grow, your children grow. When you heal, your family becomes stronger. Awareness is not weakness. Awareness is leadership. It's the start of generational healing, which is what we're all working towards. I can tell you, I don't know how many fathers I've met that have said, I don't want my kids to go through the things that I have gone through. The question is, what have you changed from your childhood to now that would make that thing real for your kids, for your partner? If you have not done the healing between interaction with your parents and now, this is the time. Thank you for listening. I'm Lirec. Keep growing, keep aligning. Your family deserves the aware version of you.
And just like that, we've hit an end of another epic journey here at 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec, and I am thrilled to have shared this time with you. But guess what? The conversation is far from over. Want to dive deeper into the Dadverse? Check out our website at 15minuteswithdad.com and join our vibrant community on Instagram, Discord, and TikTok for your daily dose of dad inspiration, camaraderie. And here's something special. Subscribe to our newsletter at 15minuteswithdad.com for exclusive goodies and behind-the-scene peeks you won't find anywhere else. Got a burning question or a dad moment that made you proud? We're all ears. Submit your questions and share those special moments with us for a chance to be featured and shout out on our show. It's your time to shine in our dad community, so tap in with our Discord, and our server is at 15 Minutes with Dad. So tap in for that, engage with the community, and you will be featured on our show. Each week we will do another feature, so join in. Love today's episode. Spread the love by sharing it with a friend and leaving us a review. Let's get the word out and grow our awesome dad family, because guess what? When you give us a review and you rate our podcast, you give everybody the chance to enjoy what you've enjoyed about this podcast as well. So mark your calendars, because new episodes drop every Thursday of the week. Ready for more heartwarming stories, laughs, and dad wisdom? We can't wait to have you back. But until next time, keep being the amazing dad you are. Every day is a new adventure and every moment is special. Catch you on the next episode. Love, peace, and chicken grease.